Hello everyone and welcome to another ReiseWorld episode. Today we are looking at the newest ship of Norwegian Cruise Line, the Norwegian Escape. It's a ship in the Breakaway Plus class and one of the biggest out there on the seas in the entire world. With 4,500 passengers, that's already a lot, and it's definitely the biggest ship I've ever been to. So if you're planning your next cruise vacation, want to know if the Norwegian Escape suits you and your family, follow me around on my complete excursion on the ship. I'm gonna look into the staterooms, into the restaurants, and gonna walk around the upper decks, and you're gonna see what the ship, what you might have read a little bit about already, looks in real life. Of course, what's very important on a cruise in the Caribbean is laying in the sun, relaxing and getting that holiday atmosphere. So on a big ship like this, you don't have as much space on the deck as you have on smaller ship, of course, because more people have to share that scarce space under the sky. Here we can see a little area where you do have deck chairs and a deck below. There are also a few next to the pool area. 2 jacuzzis are also there and 2 huge screens. You can see them up in the far right corner where they can have entertainment, information and stuff. So it's quite a lively place. In front of us there is the marketplace where you can sit under the sky. And next to us there is this huge aqua park with the 4 big slides. So I can imagine it to be quite noisy around here because children will be playing, and this here will be the central spot of the upper deck. So just let's have a look. Oh my god, this looks scary. They do have those racer slides now in the aquapark. You can see the green one and the blue one. So you can actually slide next to each other and see who is faster. This is the area we saw before, the bar at the marketplace. This is actually the Waves bar where smoking is allowed, so lots of people craving for cigarette are meeting here for a Coke or something else. What you notice immediately when looking at the Norwegian Escape are those architectural highlights, I want to say, which kind of sit on top of the ship. This is the sports complex. You can play miniature golf, like some people already trying out. Somebody's still working on something there. And here, this is the hiking part. You can kind of climb all the way up there. You can't see it that well right now, but it's totally huge. I don't do that myself. I'm a little too scared, but I think this is really a great thing for families, because if you're on vacation here with your kids, they're absolutely gonna have something to do, and you can sit not far away and relax on your deck chair. Now we're looking at Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville at Sea, a restaurant very close to the pools here on deck 17. It's kind of colorful, Caribbean style. I think it very well suits the location where the ship is gonna be used. So here you can wait for a place, get a menu, and they have burgers and stuff. And there goes my veggie burger. So what do you think? So let's have a look where adults can have fun here. Going to the Spice, you can already hear the music. with a big screen that is dominating this area. We are currently looking at the spice area. It's kind of an adult disco thing with a big screen, but also some deck chairs and a jacuzzi. Let's have a look. And what I notice is on this ship that there are actually quite some areas that are wheelchair accessible, like this way up here. That is for European ships. It's not that usual. Here's the jacuzzi. Also from here you can have a look up there. And there's a little hidden area over here, but nothing much. It's kind of an adult disco thing with a big screen, but also some deck chairs and a jacuzzi. Let's have a look. And what I notice is on this ship that there are actually quite some areas that are wheelchair accessible, like this way up here. That is for European ships. It's not that usual. Here's the jacuzzi. Let's see if we can get an entry. There's no teens there. Parent-free zone, it says. So let's have a look. Hello.
Hello, welcome.
So this is it. Looks quite nice. We're on deck 16 and now looking at the Garden Cafe. This is a buffet restaurant where you can basically have all meals. Here there's like a beverage station with coffee and tea and also some juices. Let's have a closer look here. Apple juice, pineapple juice, iced tea, water and ice, and tea and coffee. So it's quite crowded for a late breakfast. And now we want to see what's there to offer. Now we are looking at the seating area. It really is a huge restaurant. I mean, you kind of need that for 4,000 and more people on board. What I like about this restaurant are the windows down to the floor. It makes it really bright. And then there's this really long buffet area. It goes all the way through until the end. And you don't only have the food once, you have it several times. So there's not too much queuing, but you can never really know. Like here in front of the basics, where they do have cheese and buns and stuff, there is a huge queue. This looks like work, and it is. It's the big gym area. So if you want to do some workout on your holidays, this is where you can do it. And I am actually here.
I like to stay. Welcome aboard. Namaste.
And I'm actually here to have a closer look at the spa. And now we're looking at the thermal bath and the spa area, which is very nice that you can actually look out front of the ship. So when the ship is entering a harbor, you're not missing anything. This is my room. It's a mini suite on deck 14. So hi, hello. And it feels quite spacious. It has those brown tones with an especially nice, very soft floor. There's enough space to have a sofa, which can be expanded to a third bed. Then there's the cupboard. I'm gonna have you have a look into my cupboard. So here it is. It's the other side. We also have a safe, which is very important, I think. A cute little bar where you can have your coffee or your tea on your cabin. Of course, a TV, which is also important. And a balcony. From the outside, when you look at Norwegian Escape, you see you have lots of balconies, which I suppose everyone wants one. That is why it's very nice to sit out here. It's quite spacious. It has 2 chairs, as you can see. There would also be enough room for a deck chair, I think. They didn't do it. I wonder why. And now let's look at the harbor of Hamburg. Of course, we don't want to miss the bathroom, which is always a bit tricky on a cruise ship because usually the rooms on cruise ships are small and you have to spare room. They've done it very, very nicely here. Even the shower is quite spacious. Shampoo is provided as well as shower gel. And we have lots of space. Well, for a ship, it's lots of space, I think. So say goodbye to the bathroom. Now we are looking at a normal inside stateroom. And here it is. Also in the signature brown colors. You have basically 2 beds. That's all you need. Separate beds, small table, some place to sit. Now we're looking inside the cupboard. That's the space you got. A safe is there. And let's have a look into the bathroom. That's actually quite spacious for a cruise ship, I find, and an inside stateroom. It's not the highest category, but enough space. Nicely done. So now we're looking at a normal balcony cabin. Here we are. It's a little bit more space than the inside stateroom. First, the bathroom. Basically looks the same. Now we have a little bit more space. It reminds me of my mini suite. The third bed, the possibility, the layout is basically the same. And I have to say also the space, it really has the same impression. This inside area, it's quite nicely done. The light is really interesting. I think it's a pity. I think all the studios don't have a balcony or a sea view. That is the only thing to criticize with those studios. Otherwise, I think it's a great possibility for solo travelers also to go on a cruise without paying almost double the price. So, let's look at the studio. It reminds me a little bit of a caravan. It's really, really tiny and it's quite funny. It has a window to the gangway we just saw. People cannot look in here. It really, really has a camping atmosphere, even though the design is quite nice. A thing I like is that you also have a connecting door here. So if you travel with a friend, for example, but don't want to share a bed, what many people actually do, you have the possibility to have connecting rooms. So thumbs up for a great idea. Now we're looking at a very special area. It's the studio lounge. This is where people who have booked a studio, a single stateroom, so to say, can meet, have some coffee, and get to know each other. And this area is exclusively for the solo traveler, so it's kind of a single meet and greet. I think it's very, very good idea to bring those people together who are traveling alone. Now we are looking at the Haven, which is the kind of ship-in-ship concept I find very interesting because it offers an especially luxurious area including staterooms, a private pool area, a lounge, and even a restaurant for the customers of this area. So if you think, oh, Norwegian Escape, it's a huge ship, it might not give me the exclusive feeling of a luxury hotel, which is way smaller, or a cruise ship like a Silver Sea one, or for example the MS Europa 2, which is a German cruise ship which is also marketed on the international luxury market. This might be for you. Here we see the bar of the Haven.
I'm afraid not, my lady. Not until after the safety drill. We'll continue with this.
And we're just gonna walk around a little bit in the Haven area. We're seeing the private pool area. Now you also clearly see what I mean by ship-in-ship. It's basically a pool area which is quite big in the existing ship. So I find this very interesting. It's a little bit loud because we have a closed glass ceiling, but I'm very sure that this is a technique where they can open the roof if necessary. Now again, the view of the swimming pool, and I don't know if you can hear the background noise, but this is what makes this high courtyard not so cozy, because it's quite of an uncomfortable sound. I don't know what you think, guys, but when you have a look at the swimming pool, this reminds me a lot of the courtyard and pool deck of MS Europa 2. Of course, the pool here is lots of meters smaller, but still the layout and the style really resembles that best cruise ship in the world currently. Now we're gonna have a look into one of the rooms in the Haven. Very nice. I like that. Very luxurious, lots of space. You don't only have one room, you actually have two. You have a separate bedroom. With a very nice view. This is actually very nicely done because you can not only look out front when you arrive in a new harbor, but also see the side when you lay in your bed, which is what not many suites offer you. A nice view from the bed, which is the city of Hamburg today. You even have access to your balcony from your bedroom. This one is actually not much bigger than mine. And now we're entering the bathroom. And a walk-in wardrobe. There's already somebody in there. Shower with all the features you need. what I personally like most is the bathtub with the windows. So if you spend so much money, you might want to think about if a small ship can actually offer you more luxury by being smaller and also allowing you more privacy in the public spaces. That's always the question. If you do enjoy the entertainment, this ship is absolutely right for you. And you want every night a different restaurant. You want to go hiking and water sliding and everything. But if you just want to relax, a small ship might suit better. What also belongs to the haven area is restaurant exclusively for the guests of the haven. So you have several stories worth of space only with people who have booked the same cabin category as you have. We are proceeding our tour on deck 8, and here we're seeing something Norwegians very proud of. It's called the concept of the waterfront. So the possibility to sit outside on a promenade deck and have your dinner, for example, in the Cucina, the Italian restaurant. I think it's a really nice idea and something also very necessary if you have a big ship like this, where usually everyone would just sit on their balconies. So this is the waterfront, a very nice concept. And now we will explore deck 8, which is a very lively area. So let's have a look around. For example, in the district brew house. We do have those dark colors here, which you know from English pubs perhaps. It's a very masculine feel, the area. And behind the counter, of course, they serve beer. Now we're taking a look at Food Republic. It's light today. Also, here it's a little bit darker last night, and I didn't quite like that. So it's this fusion food kind of restaurant. They do have sushi, for example, lots of delicious stuff, and they prepare it freshly here behind the counter, and you order via TV screens, kind of thing, like iPad kind of things. Like here, you can choose your menu then and eat, I don't know, delicious curries and stuff. And it's quite a social way of eating. So now let's just explore. I told you, deck 8. What I want to show you is those elevators, which make it really easy to get, of course, up and down the ship. But you see, it's 8 elevators in one place. And with those, you get really, really fast on the other decks. As you might know, the ship has 20 decks. If you include the toppings of the climbing parkour, for example. And so I would have never thought so, but it's really, really easy to get around this huge ship. It doesn't take you a long time, and in case you worry, you really don't have to walk for a long time. And that is something I really admire, how they have done that. You really notice that the Norwegians, the Americans, they are really, really experts in guiding people flows. We also noticed it during the security drill, which has been handled very, very good, very professional and very fast, even though this is the very first cruise for this ship. La Cucina, the Italian restaurant, I really like the atmosphere here. No food here. And also the personnel, you might have noticed this guy who wanted to back off because I was filming. That is not something you experience everywhere and very often. I really like when you walk across this ship. The personnel is very nice, very friendly. It has this very American friendly attitude. They ask you if you get along, and they always have a big smile for you. That is not something I'm necessarily used to from especially ships that are marketed to German customers. I really have to rate the personnel very good on the ship, and always keep in mind the first cruise. And here we have something to look at. This is the atrium that you can access from several decks. Another bar, and now we do have some shopping opportunities here. Over there we see something that is new to Norwegian Cruise Line, the Bayamo. People seem to like it. As you can see, it's quite crowded. Let's have a walk around. But people are only making reservations, I think, for tonight. It's a restaurant by Jose Garces, the famous American cook. But we're here in the afternoon, that is why we don't see any food now. I hope I have the chance to show it to you later. I'm only on board for 2 days for weekend, so unfortunately it won't be possible to show you everything I would love to do. We did skip the shopping a bit. We reached the aft, and now we're looking at the steakhouse and the Moderno restaurant. This is where they serve lots of meat. This is not a place where you can find me, because I eat vegan, so you're not gonna hear more about dead animals from me. But still, I want to give you a look, because I also always find it quite interesting how they do the architecture and everything. So it's a very dark thing here, with the buffet style in the Moderno. And here we have the Cagney's Steakhouse. Deck 7 is the deck where the theater is, with all its sophisticated technical stuff. And it's huge, and the seats, that are quite comfortable actually. And now we'll proceed through deck 7, and it's all dark and reminds me a little bit of those West End theaters, even with the box office here where you can book the tickets. So this is all for evening activities. And right next to the theater we have the Oceans pub, which is also in those dark colors. Here, bowling. Nobody's doing it right now, but people are having some fun here. And now it's early in the morning. That's why there's not many people here sitting here consuming. And here you see the atrium with its huge screen, which I kind of like because it gives the place a nice atmosphere, a little bit of nature in a closed room. And deck 7 is definitely also the deck of games. This is the Ocean's Grill and Cafe. Some people might know it.
Hi, good morning. Nice to see you.
So people are having their morning coffee here. And there's more possibility to play here. Mini Las Vegas.
Here on the left hand side.
And we're approaching the casino area. Again, an open space, which makes it very nice. Just a little bit further we see the Skyline Bar.
I'll work towel down so you're getting everything okay?
And we are approaching one of the main dining rooms, which is the Manhattan room. There is something happening in there. We'll have a quick look, if they let us. It's a private function, they say, so I know if we can get in. We'll just have a look. So here we can get a glimpse. Somebody having a presentation there. But I think you get the picture. We are moving on. Deck 6 it is this time. So people are still gathering here around the bars. It's crowded, but that is because outside the weather is not so nice. So that explains why there's lots of people meeting here. What are we looking at here? I think this is one of the restaurants on deck 6. Everyone is preparing for dinner. And you see this recurring color scheme. Everything is dark brown, which gives the entire ship a classy and I would say stylish and a little bit an elegant look. So some art to our left and right. This area here on deck 6 and also on deck 8 reminds me a little bit of a shopping mall from the atmosphere. Like the smell you have, everything is a little artificial with those LED lights. And this French bistro, which is obviously not a French bistro, but has the appeal of it. It all feels a little bit unnatural to have a French bistro here, but I actually think it's a nice idea to offer the variety of different dining styles. So Why not? And I really, really admire the look up here. Wow. We're looking at the teppanyaki restaurant. This is a specialty restaurant where they do prepare your food, Asian inspired meat and fish, right at the table. Also, on deck 6, you have this atrium where this piano player also doing a great job, great job. Thank you. Thank you very much for following me around the brand new Norwegian Escape. I have to admit, I'm pleasantly surprised by the ship, being one of the biggest cruise ships with over 4,000 passengers. First I thought, oh my god, it's such a big ship, you're never gonna find any quiet space or time to relax. But that's definitely not the case. I think Norwegian managed it very, very well to guide that many people on ways, so there is not so many queues or waiting time. That's because the center of the social life, the decks 6, 7 and 8, they host all the restaurants and bars and pubs. So if you want some public life and some fun, you go there. And that's where there's many people that meet. But when you want to have your quiet time, you can use your balcony or the spa, which for your information is not complimentary. And of course the upper decks. When you're in the sunshine of the Caribbean, you're gonna have some fun there with the aqua racer and the climbing parkour. Of course, when you look at the ship, it looks very peculiar having those things on top of the decks. It doesn't look that nice, but if you're traveling with the family, it can be quite nice to have some action for your loved ones. So if you're looking for that very, very relaxing cruise, you might find your spots here as well. But if you're traveling with many people with diverse interests, you will for sure find everything here on board that anyone needs. I'm very surprised myself because I'm actually more of a quiet traveler, but I could have my coffee in the Atrium Cafe or the bakery shop, relax on my private balcony, or I took a bath in the thermal spa. So I think for the ship being so huge, it doesn't feel that big. What I liked as well was that the ways you have to actually walk are not as far as I would have expected. I mean, the ship is 335 meters long, which is quite a length, but it's quite centric. So all the things you need to visit are in the center. And the elevators are not so far apart. So if you don't want to, you don't have to walk a long way. Also, for people with disability, it's quite interesting that I think this ship is quite friendly for people who are not that mobile. I was quite surprised to see that in the thermal spa, they even had a crane for people with wheelchairs to help them to get into the water. That is a very big plus, I think. All in all, I'm quite very, very pleasantly surprised. Also for me, I've been mostly on ships marketed to German passengers. I experienced the first time American crew and American people, and I think it's very nice. They're very, very friendly, and for this being the very, very first cruise for this ship to take, I think the crew is very professional and always has a smile. So this was my first impression on the Norwegian Escape, and I think I could very well spend some more days on board. If you liked this review, give me a thumbs up, and please, if you took a cruise with this ship, write me your comments below this video. I'm very excited to read what you think about it.